Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Waaree Energies Limited Q2 and H1 FY25 earnings conference call organized by Orient Capital. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Pooja Swami from Orient Capital. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Michelle. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Q2 and H1 FY25 earnings call of Waaree Energies Limited. From the management, today we have with us Mr. Amit Paithankar, Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Sonal Srivastava, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Abhishek Parikh, Group Finance Controller, and Mr. Rohit Waaree, GM Investor Relations. Before we proceed with this call, I would like to give a small disclaimer that this conference call may contain a certain forward-looking statements which are based on beliefs, opinions, and expectations of company as of date. A detailed disclaimer has also been given on the company's investor presentation, which has been uploaded on the stock exchange. I hope everyone had a chance to go through the results. We also request you to keep the presentation handy for the call. Now, I would like to hand over the call to Mr. Amit Paithankar for his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
No, thank you very much, Ms. Swami. A very, very good afternoon to everybody who is listening in, and a warm welcome. Thanks a lot for giving us your time. We are going to talk about quarterly results for Waaree Energies Limited. As we said, if you can keep the presentation that was uploaded yesterday handy, it will help because I'm going to take you through the presentation. So if you look at the cover slide, it shows 3 pictures. The first picture on your left is actually of our factory in the United States. It's almost nearing completion. We should be having a beginning of commercial production very soon. The middle picture is the picture of our factory in Chikhli in Gujarat, not too far from Mumbai where we are sitting. There we have one of the largest concentration of solar PV module manufacturing. And very importantly, the 2 buildings that you will see at the back of the picture are actually 5.4 gigawatt cell manufacturing capacity that we have, and it's going online even as we speak here. And the last picture is representative of the almost 370 plus stores that our franchisees and our channel partners have set up all across the country. Let's move to the chart 4, which gives a background of Waaree, of our history, which we are rightly very proud of. What started off as an instrumentation company morphed itself into a solar company by 2007. It has a good 2 years experience in the solar industry. We have, I'm going to go and fast forward to 2021 to 2024. We have 6 gigawatts of PLI that we have won some time back, and that will be operational, I would say, by 2027. The 5.4 gigawatt cell that I talked about just some time back is actually also in advanced stages and will start commercial production fairly soon. Let's move to the chart 5 or slide 5, where we talk about the energy transition journey that we are embarking ourselves upon. On the solar side, if you see on the left-hand side of the slide here, you can see a wide range of offering. There are, of course, the normal rectangular, sort of black-looking modules, which you will see all around our country as you drive through the countryside. That is, of course, a staple offering. But we have got BIPV, or Building Integrated Photovoltaics. We also have flexible panels where the contours of building don't really lend themselves to rectangular design, and when there are constraints of weight. We also have offerings from a technology perspective that are advanced, TOPCon and HJT also. Our EPC offerings are replete, where we do engineering, procurement, and contracting for rooftop solar, floating solar, and several other types of renewable projects. On the retail side, an extremely important focus for us, especially given strong impetus by Prime Minister's Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, it's an extremely important push for us as well. We are also foraying into hydrogen. Our electrolyzer manufacturing plans will be revealed also fairly soon. Moving to the slide 6. This is an important slide. This is what keeps us excited. This is what we would love to talk to you about. This is what keeps us awake. This is what keeps us energized as we go into our offices and into our factories. The first and foremost on this slide is macros and demand drivers. This industry actually has a lot of tailwinds, and the reason for that is very simple and straightforward. Solar energy is the lowest cost energy globally anywhere in the world at this point in time. You can compare it with coal, you can compare it with oil, you can compare it with gas, you can compare it with nuclear, you can compare it with any other form of energy. It is the cheapest source of energy available to the mankind at this point in time. The other extremely important demand driver is diversification of supply chain. Concentration of supply chains in one given country has a huge number of demerits and is clearly seen as problems by many countries. United States and India in particular have a strong China plus one strategy which benefits us. In India, we know that government has a strong 500 gigawatt target of renewable energy by 2030. That translates to almost 60 to 70 gigawatts of solar power every year. And this does not include areas like data center, EV charging, and even hydrogen boom that is expected. So all of that taken together, in fact, 500 gigawatts is actually a conservative number. We will actually be looking at an even larger number. Again, very, very strong demand drivers that we are looking at. That translates to a solid, healthy order book for us. We stand at 20 gigawatts, a diversified mix of customers. We have exports, we have large customers, we have C&I customers, we have retail customers. So good diversified portfolio of 20 gigawatts. And to ensure that we deliver on the strong order book, we are building on robust execution skills, and ultimately we would want to move towards what we call as manufacturing excellence. On the manufacturing excellence, I would just want to draw your attention on H1 production. We have produced 3.3 gigawatts in the first half of this year as opposed to 4.8 gigawatts for the entire financial year last year. So that just shows you the volume growth that we have. And then, how do we energize growth? There are other extremely important elements of energy transition, which include hydrogen. Hydrogen policies across the country for various states are very strong, and we also have a very strong central policy. That's the reason why we are making foray into hydrogen. The other aspect of energy transition, which is extremely important, is battery energy storage systems. The likely driver for the same is 70 gigawatt hour requirement of battery energy storage system in India by the year 2030. So net, we have very, very strong fundamentals which are translating into a strong order book. What is now needed is we need to propel ourselves and execute for growth. Which then brings me to the slide number 7, another extremely important chart where we will start taking a deeper dive into the market dynamics. We've talked about the fact right now that at this point in time the dynamics look good, but how does it look in the future? If you look towards the chart on your left-hand side top of the screen, it shows the amount of decline in the prices that have happened on the solar as well as battery side. In cents per watt peak, we are hovering somewhere around 15 to 17 cents per watt peak, and in batteries, It's almost $70 odd per kilowatt hours. In the last 8 decades, we have seen, last 8 years, we have seen 80% decline. A combination of these two, solar and batteries, is actually going to be one of the best solutions for firm and dispatchable renewable energy. Globally, we are seeing an extremely impressive growth. Solar capacity is going to reach 7.2 terawatts by 2030, and the job creation in this sector is highest among the entire other elements of energy sectors. India has taken some very strong steps for Atmanirbhar Bharat. We already know that there is basic customs duty on modules, which is a tariff barrier, and ALMM, or approved list of models and manufacturers, which is a non-tariff barrier. Right now, ALMM is applicable to modules, but soon by 2026, it will be applicable for cells as well. The PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana is going to add almost 30 gigawatts of requirement in the solar sector, and the PM Kusum scheme, which benefits the agricultural sector, is also going to add another 35 gigawatts. Solar, ladies and gentlemen, therefore, is a multi-decadal growth story. And we have just started the journey. I would like to emphasize that this is a multi-decadal growth story. On slide 8, let's look at our order book. How does it look like? I've already said it is 20 gigawatts strong. It's a global customer base. The two most important markets for us are India and United States. As of September 2024, we were 27.5% of domestic and 72.5% of overseas, which also points out at a strong, healthy order book, a profitable book as we move out into the future. Channel partners or franchisees is a way in which we will cover the length and breadth of our vast country from a retail perspective. The retail outlook is strong. We are at almost 23% of retail for the overall business at this point in time, and it has got a massive potential to grow out into the future. On the mix of customers, there are the three top customer segments: utilities, commercials, industrial, and EPC can be clustered as what we call as CAM or key accounts. And then export forms a fairly large part of our mix. So opportunities are there, they are growing, and they are all across the world. And we are chasing them. And we will continue to chase them. So how do we cater to this large opportunity base that we have? We have to ensure that we have a very robust manufacturing footprint, and that brings me to the slide number 9. So if you go to the slide number 9, it shows we have 12 gigawatts of capacity presently that is distributed across India. The 12 gigawatts is in the Mumbai-Surat belt, in Tum, Nandigram, Chikhli and Surat. Chikhli being the biggest for us. Indosolar, which is in Greater Noida, is 1.3 gigawatts of capacity. It started its operations in July this year and is ramping up very, very nicely as we speak. In the United States, we have 1.6 gigawatts of model manufacturing facility for 1.6, which is coming up, of course. It's not on stream right now. It's in a town close to Houston in United States in Texas. We are going to be inaugurating it sometime in February. We should be starting the commercial operations, I would say fairly soon here by the end of January. We have a 5.4 gigawatts of cell capacity in Chikhli that is coming up again as we speak. A 6 gigawatts of integrated facility in Odisha is also planned. It's actually in fairly advanced stages of planning. We already have 595 acres of land allotted to us. Another 400 acres is being allotted very soon. From a design perspective, we are in advanced stages. The primary contracts related to design are already awarded, and the long lead items are being negotiated as we speak. Solar cells, the 5.4 gigawatts